We had some solid returns on our Thanksgiving bets here at bets.com.au. And now we are already looking ahead to Monday Night Football between the Giants and the Pats. Now, going to give you our tips for this one, of course. But first, before we go anywhere, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, share these tips with your NFL mates because we've been going on a run. Probably just jinxed it already. But let's dive into this one. Pretty one-sided affair expected in this matchup. Look, can see straight up here, we throw in our tips, taking the Pats to cover the 7-point margin as the home favourites. And it's going to be all about the rushing game. So the Pats have a bit of a two-headed monster, you could say. Maybe not as impactful as some of the other teams in the league, but they have it themselves with Henderson and Stevenson. And you know what? They're going to exploit this poor rushing defense of the Giants. Now, the total rushing yards for the Pats is actually at 131.5, a number maybe that they don't hit all that often, but it's the other side of the slate that makes the difference because in 5 of the last 6 games of the Giants, their opposition has rushed over this total. And you know what? When it comes to rushing touchdowns, the Giants let in the tied most of any team this season. So loving the value at 240 for 2+ rushing touchdowns for the Patriots. Look, and one of those rushing touchdowns, it's going to be Henderson. He scored 5 in his last 3 games, and he even blanked last game with no rushing touchdowns by the Patriots. So, all about the rush game. And you know what? It's poor old Jameis Winston who's been leading the Giants and keeping their games close the last few weeks. Jackson Dart comes back in being healthy. You know what? I'm saying that the vibes of Winston are going to be out of the Giants, and that's why this one will end up a blowout win to the Patriots. So, simple as that. Patriots going to cover the 7 points as the home favorite. Take the over on the total rushing yards of the Patriots. Take Henderson as a touchdown scorer and the Pats to score 2+ rushing touchdowns. Simple as that. All about the rush. Just remember, gamble responsibly and happy punting.